getting your psychology and your mindset in the right place is over 50% effectiveness on how you're going to perform in your business and in your life, okay? So it's all between the ears on how you're going to perform. Now, the reason why I want to address mindset through challenges is quite simple, really. You have to have your head in the right place when you meet resistance in your business journey and in your entrepreneurial journey. It's useless being the most knowledgeable, prepared, and executing individual on marketing campaigns if you never get the opportunity to even do them and even play in the field. Okay, and what I mean by that is, it's pointless being the most skilled individual if you can't sell it and if you can't go out there and convince and influence people to work with you and to collaborate with you on projects. Okay, now when you're trying to do that, when you're trying to sell, selling is one of the most important skills that you're going to take away from this program. I've studied it, I'm still studying it. Influence and persuasion are the two most powerful tools that you're going to have in your arsenal after going through the modules later in this program. But to get to the level that you want to operate on, we have to address how you respond to challenges and what your mind is going to trick you into thinking when you come upon those challenges, okay? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is written right here, and it's the difference between being proactive and reactive, okay? And there's a very, very big difference in the way that you conduct yourself in business and the results you're going to get based on which one of these you are most of the time, okay? Now, reactive, when I say reactive, what I'm talking about specifically are particular situations. So when a client may be unhappy and they reach out to you by email or they phone you and you're completely focused on a task, but you react to that notification, you open that email, and now you can't perform at the level you need to perform on the task that is at hand, with maybe you're creating ads, maybe you're pitching another client, maybe you're consulting with a business and you accidentally see that notification on your phone whilst in the middle of a pitch to a business. That's reactive. What you need to ask yourself is that going to get you the result that you're looking to achieve from your environment? Most of the time, no. Because when you react, you don't give yourself ample time to strategize your response. Usually when you react, it's out of emotion as well. Because you're caught off guard, you're reactive, so you may say something that you didn't want to say that jeopardizes you getting the results you want to achieve. Does that sound like something you want to be? I hope not, and I think not. Now that opposed to being, and that, look, that's a very short example, but I don't want to spend too long on this. You're going to start discovering these types of things in your own mind. My job here, before we get into the meat of the marketing, the leads, the content, the social media, all of that great stuff, is to make sure your mind is prepared for it, okay? We need to clear out some of the trash and we need to empty that space so we can fill it with the love and the joy of all the information we're going to be bringing in there, okay? Now the difference between being reactive and proactive is pretty significant. Being proactive is dictating what you want to see in your business and dictating what happens in each and every environment you're operating in, okay? You want to dictate how your campaigns go. You want to dictate the changes in strategy that you're going to be making whilst you're testing certain advertising, whilst you're testing funnels, whilst you're testing sales scripts, for example. There's many different places that you're going to be proactively testing and changing things as you move forwards. Now, this is all on your terms. This isn't. This is on whatever the distraction is entering your environment, okay? This is where we always want to be. We always want to be ahead. When you're proactive, you're never surprised. Usually when you're reactive, you're surprised. You don't ever want to be too surprised by anything that happens, whether it's good or bad, okay? Being proactive is going to make you prepare for every circumstance as much as you possibly can that can arise from your activities in business and your activities in your agency or whatever it is that you're doing, okay? That was what I wanted to address first. The second thing that isn't written down, that I want to address is, how do you respond? Ask yourself this question. How do you respond to challenges in your life? Now, these aren't career challenges, business challenges. These are just any challenges that come up in your life, okay? I want you to think back. Think back to the last time you overcame a significant challenge. A good question that I've asked many people who've worked with me in the past in business and in their personal lives is, what is the most challenging thing you've ever had to overcome? Take a second to think about it. I'm not going anywhere. Ask yourself that question. In your life to date, however long that's been, what is the most challenging thing you've ever had to overcome? And then ask yourself after that, how did you overcome it? Write it down. Perhaps you haven't overcome it yet. Perhaps you're still going through it. Perhaps you're still figuring out how to overcome this and finding a solution. Okay? But what I want you to get from that is understanding your process. Okay? When we meet challenges, you have to have a strategy and process to make sure that you're not falling to the reactive way of thinking, and that you're always prepared, organized, and you can proactively solve any kind of circumstance that comes up. Okay? That's it for this section. I want you to make sure you've got your mindset right when you're coming up on your challenges. I want you to make sure that you're more proactive than reactive. And guys, by the way, we're all going to be reactive. If somebody walked in right now and threw a paintball at me, I'd probably be very reactive and upset about that. Okay? Nobody's perfect, and we're not aiming for perfection. What we're aiming for is performance. I'm gonna trademark that, by the way. We're not aiming for perfection, we're aiming for performance, okay? The more you're proactive, the less you're reactive, the quicker you're going to achieve what you want to achieve, and the better your mindset is going to be at getting you there in the quickest possible time. I hope this has helped, and I hope that you've got some clarity around your own process for overcoming challenges, which are inevitably going to come very, very quickly in business.